If your team got guaranteed money, tell them call me.
Whoop. Make me say, my.
I done been around the world. Yeah, I was made for this.
Player Performance with J.A. Cavalier.
Welcome back to another episode of Player Performance. I am J.A. Cavalier, your favorite capper's favorite capper. Go ahead, smash the like button. Thumbs up. Appreciation is always appreciated. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Now go ahead and subscribe. We do this every week. We do it for free. We do it out of love for the community. Someone's going to be getting a brand new Amazon gift card. You want to join? It's simple. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and then drop a comment. The best comment's going to win a $200 Amazon gift card. We're going to do that every week moving forward, hoping to help you guys out for the Christmas, especially those for kids. All you have to do, like I said, drop a comment below. Best comment wins a $200 Amazon gift card. Now, if you want the games that I'm personally betting, the games that I have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 on, it's simple. All you have to do is click that link in the description below. You get my NFL Triple Crown, $99 1 week, 3 NFL max bets for this Sunday, week 12. Must go 6-0 or the season free. That's 3 straight 3-2 team parlays, must sweep or the season is free. Now we're going to get to NFL week 12 in just a sec. Break down the entire card for you guys. All the information needed to beat the books. Hoping to make you a smarter player along the way. But first, we're going to recap Week 11 with Tessa Hall.
Back it up.
One more time.
All right, let's see that again.
Here's your NFL Week 11 recap. The NFC East still runs through Philly. You can't let Saquon Barkley run the turf off the field if you want to beat them. The Raiders are so bad that I was convinced the Miami Dolphins were good again watching that game. Jameis did not eat that W. Tough game for the Browns trying to get revenge for Winston. Aaron Rodgers has officially hit rock bottom. Time to fire the GM. Will Levis actually managed to play a good game, and the Titans still couldn't win. The Bears, the poor Bears. Double doink. No, not even a chance to doink. The Lions should have to play doubleheaders on Sundays. This is becoming unfair. Drake May might be a stud, or Matt Stafford is just old, but this game was way too close. Steelers County, let's fucking ride. The Russell Wilson era is incredible. Bo Nix, not a hoax. Crushed the Falcons and the Broncos look legit. Finally, thank you, Josh Allen. Patrick Mafrod finally loses a game. Evan McPherson is still going to have nightmares. Or maybe Joe Burrow just really is standing over him with a knife. Dallas roof is falling and the Cowboys sky is falling. They are toast. That's your NFL Week 11 recap.
Big shout out to the Cleveland Browns last night. This is being recorded early morning on Friday. Cleveland Browns, 3.5-point dogs. Didn't just cover the spread. They won that game outright. I had a 100-star NFL monster on the Cleveland Browns plus the points. Tomlin is a road chalk, just an auto fade. Divisional game. Cleveland absolutely owns Pittsburgh in that spot. I also sprinkled a little bit on the money line, and we dropped for free the over the posted total. Very important. When it comes to weather like that, it's not an under spot. That's usually typically an over spot because what happens in bad weather? Turnovers. Turnovers lead to points. Points obviously lead to the over. So again, big shout out to the Cleveland Browns. Jameis Winston, my boy Nick Chubb. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I dropped the top prop yesterday. I posted Nick Chubb anytime touchdown. He didn't cash one. He cashed that twice. All right, we're going to get on to NFL Week 12. The money train's rolling out. We're getting ready. Locked, loaded, ready to roll. NFL Week 12. Let's go.
Vikings versus Bears.
So the Minnesota Vikings are laying 3.5. The total here is at 39.5. Obviously, the tickets and money coming in on Minnesota, but I can't trust Sam Darnold. Not as a road favorite, not in division. Sam Darnold has been absolutely awful, a turnover machine, interceptions in 5 of his last 7 games, 8 picks in those 7 games, 3 of which came in the red zone. At one point, this offense was the best in the league. In the last 3 weeks, scoring 9th fewest points. Chicago getting points at home, coming off a game where they nearly beat a divisional rival, a much better Green Bay Packer team that had owned the Bears. I grade it as a home win. Green Bay, of course, blocked the game-winning field goal, defensively held the Packers to 20. They're top 10 in interceptions, held opponents to 20 or less in 5 of their last 6. The narrative for me is quite simple. A quarterback who gives it away against a defense who is happy to take it. And true, Caleb Williams is an issue. But Brian Flores against a rookie quarterback, also an issue. But I don't need him to win. I need him to cover. Just keep it close. And he has performed well in this spot. 5-1 against the spread at home. This week we make it 6-1. We are backing the Bears. Also, guys, come this time of year, you have to be more mindful of the weather, especially when it comes to Midwest football or East Coast football, places like Jersey, obviously Chicago, Minnesota. Now they play outdoors. So catching 4.5 points in what could be really bad weather is a huge number. That's an absolute smash spot. You want to be on the dog in that situation because what's going to happen with bad weather? Well, it's going to negate the speed of the wideouts for the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to negate Jefferson and Addison. It's going to make these teams a little bit more equal. And I trust the Chicago Bear defense almost as much as I trust the Minnesota Vikings defense. And so if there's bad weather, I'm gonna star, or the Chicago's going to star in the many front ends of teasers for me. And a 6-point teaser with a 4.5 point spread gets this up and over all key numbers. It gets you through the 6, through the 7, through the 8, and also through the 10. So this is a spot where you might want to look at the Chicago Bears in 6-point teasers.
Lions versus Colts.
Lions laying 7 total here is at 50.5. Look, everyone's obviously going to love Detroit, but the line has dropped from 8 to 7. Now, do I love this number? No. The spot? Not really. Mobile quarterback without Aiden Hutchinson. But there isn't a world where I step in front of Detroit right now. If Aaron Rodgers just lit up this Colts secondary, what do you think Goff's going to do? Goff completed 82% of his passes last week, a perfect QBR. 4 touchdowns, over 400 yards. Indianapolis defense is 26th in passing, and even worse, 29th in completion rating. Detroit's 5-0 on the road. Goff struggles on the road in cold weather. Well, this isn't that. I don't worry about a Dan Campbell-led team taking their foot off their throats. Coverage spreads of 13 and 14. 7 seems awfully light. Line should be closer to 10 in my opinion. Give me Detroit. Betting the Lions here until I have a reason not to. Now, I do have a reason not to continue to jump on the Montgomery train. They have juiced that to hell. That line was over 200 last week. He, of course, scored again, and we did hit a same-game parlay. Me and Luke threw together with Goff over 1.5 passing touchdowns, Montgomery anytime touchdown, and the Lions first half money line. A nice little 3-team same game parlay did cash, but that's the only way you can start playing Montgomery now. So I'm not opposed to a nice little same game parlay here with the Detroit Lions money line and a Monty touchdown because you guys already know what they want to do. They get inside the red zone and they feed the dog. The big dog eat. Monty hits home. So nice little same game parlay, but I am on Detroit in this spot. I'll lay the 7. I may actually look to get to Detroit early in this game as well, maybe a first quarter or first half.
Patriots versus Dolphins.
So the Dolphins are laying 7. The total here is at 46.5. Now, 3 straight weeks I've backed the Fins. 3 straight weeks I, of course, cashed, and I see no reason to stop. I get it. Divisional game, revenge spot for the Patriots, and all of which are cute narratives, none of which are logical. 3 straight covers for Miami. They were laying 8 last week. They won that game by 15. And I know that I make a lot of Tua jokes, right? It's hard not to. He's an easy target, but he's playing great ball right now. Last 3 weeks, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. All 3 games, over 200 passing yards. Quarterback rating, over 122 in 2 of 3. And more important, Dolphins absolutely have to win out. They lost too much ground in Tua's absence. You expect New England to keep pace with this offense? Patriots are 30th in DVOA, 31st in total offense, averaging just over 16 points per game. That ranks 30th. And look, I like Drake May. I do. But he's bringing a knife to a gunfight. Miami's going to light this team up. Give me the Fins and lay it.
J.A. Cavalier's Pro Football Triple Crown. 3 NFL games for this Sunday. 3 straight, 3 two-team parlays, 1 week, $99. His Pro Football Triple Crown must go 3-0 or the entire NFL season is free. J.A. Cavalier's Pro Football Triple Crown. Link in the description below. Click the link now and jump on the money train.
Buccaneers versus Giants.
So the Bucs are laying 5.5. That's actually now ticked up to 6. Total here is at 41.5. And I actually don't believe this number is this high. And obviously not talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That makes perfect sense. I'm talking about the total at 41.5. See, the way I see that is one of two things happening. This Giants defense shows up, but they're still not going to score. Or the Giants defense doesn't show up, and they still don't score, and they just get steamrolled. But either way, we're not getting 42 points from the Buccaneers. Now, since the Buccaneers receivers have all gotten hurt, this offense has crumbled. Their output is down 7 points per game, and Baker threw for just 116 yards last game. Now, New York may not do a ton well, but they do get after the quarterback. They're first in sacks this season, 3 a game. Baker now has inexperienced wideouts, and why that's so important is he has to hold the ball. The longer he holds the ball, the pockets collapse. I expect them to rely heavily on the run game. Bucky Irvin, Rashad White, 5th most yards per rush. And the Giants offense, well, Tommy DeVito, enough said. Under a 7-3 for the Giants this season, scored 20 or less in 4 of their last 5. Give me the under 42.5. I get the Bucs aren't world beaters defensively, not when facing an NFL quarterback or anything that resembles one. But this is Tommy DeVito. He's going to make the Bucs defense look like the steel curtain.
Cowboys versus Commanders.
So Washington's laying 10. The total here is at 45. Look, guys, I wouldn't take the Cowboys if they were playing Indiana this week. This team is done packing it in, thinking about the offseason. The worst is yet to come, though, in Dallas. 5 straight losses, 3 of them by double digits. Mike McCarthy walking a mile, walking the green mile. He's done. He knows it. They've scored 10 or less in 3 of 5. Cooper Rush hasn't had a QBR over 78. Do we really expect them to be competitive? Be competitive off short rest? Dallas relied on their defense for years, but they can't even rely on that anymore. Used to have that lockdown secondary. Micah Parsons plugging the middle. Not happening this season. 27th in yards allowed. 31st in points allowed. 3rd most penalized defense in the league. So basically means they've completely flew the coop. If Jaden Daniel wants Rookie of the Year, Dallas will hand it to him on a silver platter this week. Now, I may not lay 10 in this spot, but his Commanders are nothing for me.
Chiefs versus Panthers.
Chiefs are laying 11. The total here is at 42.5. And guys, I just feel terrible for Carolina this week. They're going to have to face the wrath of Mahomes. Chiefs off of a loss. KC's double-digit favorite. They should be. I mean, how could you touch Carolina in this spot? Bryce Young plays like a rookie. Chiefs defense is going to make him feel like one. 15 yards allowed, 8th in scoring. Carolina's scoring under 17 points a game, 31st in interceptions, 31st in total DVOA. Over the last 2 seasons, Chiefs are 8-1 coming off of a loss. This is going to be a bloodbath. It should be ugly. Chiefs in a 3-team 10-point teaser. I don't care who you put with the other 2. You can mix and match. But the Chiefs in a 3-team 10-point teaser, because that's the only way I could personally look. I would lean KC and lay the double digits, maybe KC under a touchdown in the first half, meaning you're going to lay less than 7 in the first half. If you can catch that at like 5.5, that would be ideal. I just don't make a habit of laying double digits in the NFL.
Titans versus Texans.
The Texans are laying 8.5. The total here is at 41. And guys, I promise you one thing. I will not be betting the Tennessee Titans. Houston should cover the 8.5. I don't know if I get there. Basically, all they're going to need to do is hit their team total to cover this line. The difference a year makes, right? Mike Vrabel is still around. Will Levis was starting to resemble a quarterback. Now it's just an absolute clown show. And what do you really have to build on in Tennessee? 2-8 straight up, 1-9 against the spread, 1-4 on the road. Their offense is 25th in yards, 28th in scoring. I guess if you're going to build on something or mention something good, it has to be the defense. But their defense is kind of an enigma. 2nd fewest yards, but they give up the 6th most points. That's offense is playing with short fields. That's turnovers. That, of course, would be Will Levis. Dead last in holding on to the ball. Levis has played 7 games. He's thrown a pick in 6 of those 7. Good luck here. 7th best defensive line in the NFL against an O-line allowing the 4th most sacks. Oh, and by the way, Nico Collins should be back. I always tell you guys, that second game healthy is where that player becomes dangerous. This is now his second game back. And you saw what it did for the run game against Dallas. We saw it happen against the Cowboys. Nico Collins returns, Mixon goes off. 3 touchdowns. So give me the Houston Texans in this game. Houston Texans in a rout.
Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling.
Broncos versus Raiders.
The Broncos laying 5.5. The total here is at 41. And I'm going to make this short and simple. I'm on the under here. Denver's defense, obviously elite. 3rd in points, 3rd in yards allowed. Their run defense, 6th best. Their pass defense, 7th best. Vegas isn't going to score. 41 seems like a mountain in this spot. We're basically expecting Bo Nix to hit this on his own. Coming off a blowout win, you have to expect some offensive regression. Come in fat, happy. Bo Nix has looked good last couple weeks. But the Broncos offense, and I promise you guys this, it's not as good as it looked against Atlanta. And Sean Payton is a pretty smart dude. Keep it on the ground, burn the clock, get out of Vegas healthy and happy with a win. Give me the under 41.
49ers versus Packers.
Packers are laying 2.5. The total here is at 47.5. This will obviously be the most anticipated game of the weekend. I don't believe it's the biggest, but it'll certainly be the one with the most interest. And I like the under in this spot. I get it. Everyone's going to be expecting a shootout. I just don't see it. I also like the Green Bay Packers here as well. 49ers offense has become pretty much predictable. Deebo Samuel, career low in rushing and receiving. Brock Purdy, overrated. And I know I'm going to get killed by the Bay here, but he is overrated. George Kittle is at 100%. Trent Williams, bum ankle. 7 sacks in their last 3 games. Without Brandon Ayuk, the deep threat is gone. 49ers are last in receiver separation. If there's no threat down the field, the run game suffers the most. The run game just doesn't work. It allows defenses to play closer to the line of scrimmage. This is a good Packers front. They got home 3 times last week, top 10 in scoring defense, and they are better in the 4th quarter. We all know about the Niners in the 4th quarter. The Packers are allowing just over 3 points in the 4th quarter. So if this is going to be a rock fight or a close game, competitive in any way, do you really want the Niners? I think the Niners are in trouble. San Fran, as we know, the worst 4th quarter team in the NFL. They lost late to Arizona. Bucks were 10 yards from beating them outright on the field in that game. And then the Seahawks drove the field last week, beating them outright. Weather is going to be cold, snowing all week. I can only take the Packers in this spot, and I also lean under the posted total.
Cardinals versus Seahawks.
So the Seahawks are laying 1. The total here is at 47.5. Now, this is strictly a pros versus Joes game. All of the tickets on Seattle, all of the money on Arizona, and we always follow the money. Look, give the Cardinals some credit. 6th best offense over the last 3 games, averaging 29 points per game. And look, I've made as much fun of Kyler Murray as anybody in the industry, but the guy's balling right now. He deserves, no. He's earned his flowers. The 3rd best QBR in the league, 12 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. So he's protecting the ball. We all know what he can do with his legs. Rushed for another 2 touchdowns last time out. This could be another big game for him against a terrible Seattle defense. 22nd in yards allowed, 21st in points allowed. I'm on the Cardinals here, but I actually like them early. See, I'm getting Arizona right now. 1st quarter at plus 0.5 point. Now, why is that important? Arizona top 5 1st quarter scoring. Seattle tends to start slow. Actually, historically, Geno Smith has always started slow in games, averaging just 4 points in the 1st quarter. That's 20th in the NFL. Now, that half point may seem minuscule, but it's not. When you're looking at a 1st quarter spread, we cash that ticket even in a tie game. I see the Cardinals jumping out early. Give me the Arizona Cardinals 1st quarter plus 0.5 point. Guys, you want to make sure you get that half point. We're not playing that money line. So this way in a tie game, we don't push, we cash.
Eagles versus Rams.
Eagles are laying 3. The total here is at 49.5. All right, guys, best bet for the show right here. I see this much like I saw the Texans over the Detroit Lions. The Rams are getting points at home. If I knew nothing else, that'd be enough for me. I like Philly. Backed them a week ago. I expected them to shut down Daniels and shut down that Commanders' high-powered offense. But laying points on the road, traveling to the West Coast, this is a Rams spot. Rams 4-1 last 5, 3 of those at home. Argument could be made that they outplayed the Miami Dolphins. I, of course, was on the Fins in that game, but okay, let's say they outplayed them. The way I see it, I get the better quarterback, better coach in a standalone spotlight game, and you're giving me points. I'm in. Matthew Stafford looks vintage right now. 279 yards passing or more in 4 straight games. 10 touchdowns in those games. You get Kupp healthy. You get Puka Nacua healthy. You can't trust Sirianni. Not as a road chalk. He's just 9-12 against the spread. Sean McVay, on the other hand, different story. As a home dog, 7-3 against the spread since 2021. If you're going to beat LA, you have to beat them through the air. And Jalen Hurts just isn't that guy. 22nd in passing, 16th in passing yards, 16th in touchdowns. Give me the Rams. We want to buy this up and over the 3. So give me the Rams plus the 3.5. We want north of a field goal. Best bet for the show, Sunday Night Football. Give me the Rams at home, up and over the 3 plus 3.5.
J.A. Cavaliers Pro Football Triple Crown. 3 NFL games for this Sunday. 3 straight, 3 two-team parlays, 1 week, $99. His Pro Football Triple Crown must go 3-0 or the entire NFL season is free. J.A. Cavaliers Pro Football Triple Crown. Link in the description below. Click the link now and jump on the money train.
That's right, guys. Get to ylose.com. That's a little YLOSE.com. Free picks, stats, trends, scores, odds, and more. That's ylose.com. The letter YLOSE.com. You want to get the games that I personally have this week. Pick up the NFL Triple Crown. 3 straight, 3 two-team parlays. 1 week, $99. Must go 6-0 or the entire NFL season is free. Now, if you're buying that now, remember, that's also going to include Monday Night Football. That's also going to include my turkey shoot on Thanksgiving, where I release the game total and parlay winner for every game on Thanksgiving. Always a lot of fun, always a lot of money being made. So pick up my NFL Triple Crown. You get 1 week, $99. Must go 6-0 or the entire NFL season is free. But for the 7 days, because I'm looking to sweep the court board this weekend. But for the 7 days, you will get everything on Sunday. You'll get everything on Monday. And of course, Thursday will be included, which again is Thanksgiving. We're looking to absolutely smash this week. All right. That's it for me, J.A. Cavalier. This has been Player Performance NFL Week 12. I will see you guys back here, hopefully a lot richer, next week as we break down the entire card. But until then, remember, bet with your heads, not above them.
Cut my life into pieces.